Okay, so I just posted a video shortly, not so long ago, where I talked about molarity, right? Just as a general concept, and now we're going to start applying some of the math. So we had said that molarity, we'll remind ourselves here, is equal to the moles of solute, right? The little minority phase being dissolved into liters of solution. That's the addition of both the solute and the solvent. So we had sort of discussed that earlier. So here we're asking a mathematical question. We're saying, what is the molarity? So what is the concentration when 0.1 grams of sucrose is added to 500 milliliters of solution? So we obviously want to use this formula, right? But if we needed to, we could recall that we're also going to try to fit this into a triangle if, your algebra is a little shaky. So we are looking, this is the question word, that is the thing we are looking for. This is our unknown, right? So that's what we're looking for. So we better be able to find the moles of solute, and we need to be able to find the liters of solution. Those are the two knowns that we have to plug in order to solve this problem. If I go back up here and look at the question, I do not see the moles of solute, right? I know that this is my solute. I'm putting in a little bit of sucrose into 500 milliliters of solution. So this guy has to be my solute, but I don't know moles, I know grams, right? So I know my grams of solute. And then here I see that I have 500 milliliters of solution, but down here I see that I need liters. So this is my volume of solution, but it's in liters. It's in milliliters. Right? So I'm not ready to plug in. I could have just thrown you a softball on the first question. I could have told you moles and liters, but I know that you all know how to divide. So these problems become trickier when the units aren't as we need them to be. So here I have grams of solute and we need moles of solute. And so we know that we can turn grams into moles or moles into grams using the molar mass of the solute as the conversion factor, right? So we've used this since chapter 2. So here we are in chapter 4, plugging away. We're still going to need to find the molar mass of sucrose. There's the formula. We'll find the molar mass of sucrose and it will allow us to change grams into moles. Right? So we're going to use that information about sucrose here, but we have a conversion to do first. Likewise, oh, poor milliliters, that's so sad. Okay, so likewise, we're going to turn milliliters into liters. That's just a metric conversion. That's from chapter 1. These skills will never leave you, right? If you aren't strong on your metric conversions, you will struggle for the rest of the semester, although most of you are pretty good with them. Okay, so we need a metric conversion here. All right, so we have to go do all of that work, and once we've done that work, then we can come back and plug in and solve for molarity. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 0.10 grams of sucrose, and I'm going to divide by the molar mass, and I'm going to have my moles. Right? If you add up the molar mass of C6H12O6, it's 180.18. I haven't actually solved this ahead of time. You know how I am, so now I'm using my calculator. And I got this to be 5.55 times 10 to the negative 4. So there are my moles. Now I'm ready to stick that in to what will be the numerator of my formula. So now I need to do my other conversion. I have 500 milliliters. I know that there are 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. Those units will cancel. I'll divide and I will get 0.500 liters. Now I have my moles and I have my volume of solution. Now I can find my molarity. I'm just going to plug in, right? I put moles on top. I put liters of solution on the bottom. I divide and I'll have my molarity. So if I do 5.55 times 10 to the negative 4th divided by 0.500 liters. I kept 3 sig figs. If you look at that tiny little dot, right, that means I've got 1, 2, 3 sig figs, so I kept 3 here. Up here, I actually only have 2, so technically I should call this 5.6. He should round, but when I come down here, I'll make sure I round till 2. So I'm going to divide my moles by my volume, and I get 0.00111 That is my molarity, and of course keeping it to 2 sig figs, I'll have 0.0011 molar. So that is the concentration of sucrose in this particular solution. Okay, so there's one example of the kinds of questions we're going to have to think about on Tuesday when we meet up in class. So review this question several times until you're sure you can solve it yourself, and then we'll hit the ground running on Tuesday. I'm going to post a few more videos with a few more kinds of questions. If you totally get this, stop watching the videos. If you don't get it, then go back, read this section in Chapter 4, and keep watching the videos as I post them. Okay, see you on Tuesday.